Dub Nation, how we doing? Golden State Warriors fans, how are we doing? Look, let's talk some Warriors real quick, okay? So just last night after the Warriors, or yesterday, okay, so the Warriors got beat by the Toronto Raptors. It was really bad. I mean, it was really, really, really bad. Like, the Toronto Raptors had lost 16 of their last 17 games. The Warriors had Steph on the court, right? I mean, you can only put 5 guys out there at once. Steph was one of them, and the Warriors still lost. It was absolutely brutal. But let's go beyond that loss. There have been lots of losses this season. Let's talk about a possible silver lining. But first, we gotta talk about what happened yesterday. Draymond Green came out and said, you know, if no real trade that's going to really improve the team is around, if there's no real trade that's going to move the needle for the Warriors, then why even bother getting better or improving? The Warriors should just keep everything. They should just not make any moves. Keep all their capital, all their younger players, all their draft capital. After the game, Stephen Curry said, look, if there's not, I've talked with management, and if there's not a move that would push the needle for the, if there's not anything, we can't sacrifice the future, or just going all in for a championship this year. And that was just echoed. Those sentiments, right, were just echoed by Coach Steve Kerr. Okay. Now let's go to like 4 months ago. Draymond Green, it is documented. Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, and I believe Coach Steve Kerr okayed a trade, a huge trade for Paul George that ended up falling apart. But if you read about it, everybody says that the Warriors higher-ups completely okayed the deal, and that it was more the Clippers who weren't willing to negotiate. So stop. So literally, Steph Curry 4 months ago said, mortgage what you got. We need Paul George to win now. Cut to yesterday. He says, we can't mortgage anything. We cannot mortgage anything. Don't even think about that. We're not going to win now. Does that not make sense? Does that not make sense? It doesn't make sense. Okay. This is what I think is happening. Number one, it's really interesting that Kerr, Curry, and Draymond have all come out, like in the past 48 hours, and talked about not trading, not making a trade. This is what I think. I think that all three of them, I think that they got a promise. I think that Draymond, Steph, and Coach Steve Kerr have a promise from ownership that when there is something, that they're going to do something. That's something, I think that ownership and everybody understands that something needs to be done. And so I think that ownership has come to the players, like PR. Raymond Ritter is like the head PR guy. And I've said, look, it's not going to help the team to just continue. We know that we have a bad product. We're not a good team. We are a bad basketball team, especially since D'Anthony Melton they haven't been a good basketball team. Their record has been bad. And also they've played poorly consistently. So that's everything all bad. Okay. The Warriors obviously need something to change, right? There's no change without change, but I actually think, I know this is crazy, right? I think it may be a silver lining good thing that there's not a whole lot of chatter out of Steph's camp talking about that he would want to move on if the Warriors don't do this or that. Okay, I think it's really good that Draymond Green is seemingly okay with getting spanked, because he's usually not. These are guys who are usually not okay with losing, and they're telling you they're okay with losing. And I think that that's because they have a promise. I think that it's not telling you that they're okay with losing. I think that Draymond, Coach Kerr, and Steph are saying it's okay to prolong what we got going on now, but a change needs to be made. And I do think that, I absolutely don't think, like, if we go from the top, the Warriors asked about LeBron last season. The Lakers are doing too well. They won't let, LeBron's completely off the market. Almost ditto now for the Suns. I think that they're turning the corner enough, right, that their management can say, no, we want to hold on to Kevin Durant, which could be another potential huge Warriors target. No. However, just to let you know, the real one from the Suns would be Devin Booker. long story short, those are minor details. That can be for another future projected trade. But so it's like the Warriors don't have anything. Like Jonas Valanciunas, Nikola Vucevic. As I've said, the Warriors are like 3+ trades away. And I don't think that they can make 3 trades. And they won't make 3 trades, I believe, but between now and the trade deadline, right? So, like I said in the last video, I believe that the Warriors are 2 or 3 trades away, and they'll make 1 just for optics, right? In this case, and in only this case, we'll give them a pass because there's too much of a consensus. There's too many things happening here. There's too many there's too many weird things happening, i.e. Steph coming out almost unabashed. It was unsolicited that Steph and Draymond came out with this whole, like, if a trade's not there, don't make it. To show that type of solidarity, the good news is it's like the opposite of what like a Brandon Ingram is saying, right? Brandon Ingram of the Pelicans is like, I can't continue to lose with this Pelicans team. I want off. So just look for, it's better than what Jimmy Butler's doing, right? Than what's happening to the Miami Heat, right? So at least, so what you have now is a bunch of like sort of good soldiers on the Warriors who are willing to take the losses, right? Because it's like the younger players, and they haven't even like accrued that tenure to really have the voice of the team. Honestly, I mean, like they have voice, but like that voice is also accrued with years, right? So like voice strengthened by years in the league. If you don't have many years in the league, it's tough for that voice to just be so profound, however prophetic and dynamic that and intellectual that voice may be. But I digress. The Warriors need to make a change. I think everybody knows that. Don't get too frustrated, because I totally reacted to that, to what Steph and Kerr said. I don't think that we should get as reactive as as necessary, because I believe that in the offseason, the Warriors will make a move. I don't know who it will be for or exactly what. However, I can honestly confidently say that there will be a move. And here's the name. If the way things are trending, if Joel Embiid asked out, I could see if Joel Embiid asked out of the 76ers after this season. He can't even be traded this season, right? After this season, the 76ers continue to do poorly, right? Maxi's elevated a little bit. McCain's elevated a little bit. I could see, though, Joel Embiid saying, look, I want a change of scenery. It has been like 10 years here. I want to move on. I want to see greener pastures. I could see the Warriors then trading the lot, almost anybody but Steph for Joel Embiid. Now, would that work out? How about this? I would rather see a Joel Embiid and Stephen Curry pick and roll, which has the potential to be one of the best in league history. One more time, a Joel Embiid and Stephen Curry pick and roll, because of the size difference and skill difference. You'll have to think about that. I'm not going to explain that in this video. Would have the potential to be the best pick and roll duo in the history of the league. Steph and Joel and Steph. So think about that. But the good news, the silver lining with this whole thing, as I wrap this up, Warriors fans, is at least everybody is on board what the Warriors are doing. Everybody in the organization and everybody around the organization, it seems, is okay with sort of with not pushing a deal. But I think that's because they have a promise that a deal will be made over the summer. So I would say don't look for anything to happen this season. Hope that a superstar, a superstar, a Giannis, LeBron, Embiid get frustrated with their team and their performance and ask out. And then the Warriors will be there.